Hi, Josephine.
Hello, Kavya.
Am I audible?
Yes.
Okay. So were you able to complete all the recordings? Do you have any questions?
Yeah, almost Kavya, because this is Christmas season. I'm little, it's every day, so something or else is coming up. But I think I'm okay with it. If
Okay.
anything is there, I'll catch up with you.
Okay. So at least by this weekend, try to finish everything. Okay, you can do it at your own pace, but still, by next weekend, by next week, it will get a little bit difficult, and it will be important for you to know all the basics by next week.
Okay, Kavya.
Okay. So I'm waking up my instance. It's taking some time. Did we cover reports in our last class? It was only data policy and UI policy, right?
Yes.
So reports is not covered, I assume.
Yes.
Okay.
Hi Kavya. Hi Josephine.
Yeah, hi Preeta.
Hi, Preeta.
So let me share my screen. So today we will cover assignment rules and also reports. So if I create any new incident, right, like it could be incident or a change or any kind of task. So if I go and just open all. Okay, so we have this incident. So assignment group will be present in your PDI. Here maybe while giving a demo, I must have removed the field from the form layout. So assignment group is basically the assignment group which will be working on that incident, right? It could be incident or a change request or any kind of task. So there will be certain scenarios where, depending on the form values of the task, that is maybe the category or case type or, configuration item. So we have different fields on the incident form, right? So we have category, we have subcategory, we have configuration item, service offering, or there could be other customized field as well. So depending on those fields, say for example, assignment group should be populated. It will take some time to pop up. I'll open some other task type. Incident task. Okay, so here also we have assignment. So here the table is incident task table, right? This is the custom table which I create. So which is extended by incident table. So here, say for example, depending on the configuration item, the assignment group should be by default set. So then what we have to do in order to achieve this is to create assignment rules. So for example, if the configuration item is Microsoft Teams, then there could be a team in your organization which handles all the issue related to Microsoft Teams. If the configuration item is Outlook 365, then there could be another team which handles all that related issue. And or similarly, if the configuration item is ServiceNow or CMDB, or it can be anything, right? So depending on the configuration item field here, selected by the user, the assignment group should be auto-filled. Okay, because user will not know which assignment group to assign the incident, right? So maybe they'll go to some portal and from there they'll submit the incident. So in that case, they would not know what is the exact assignment group name to which the issue should be assigned to. So in that case, we create assignment rules. So in assignment rules, what we do is, so here we have few assignment rules. Let's open them and see. Okay, this is for incident table, and similarly we have for change proposal table, and then we have for problem table. Okay, so for incident table, did I maybe hide the field assignment group based on some condition? Or is it not showing up? Let it be. So here, yeah. So this is one assignment tool which is already present in your PDI. Okay, high priority for network. Here, what it says, the table is selected. So name of the assignment tool is this one. Then we have table, that is incident table, and then we have execution order. So you are already familiar with the execution order or field called order or a field called sequence. So what does it do? It just specifies like if there are any other assignment rules satisfying the same condition, it will then check the execution order. So whichever has the less execution order, it will execute that assignment. Okay, same applies for UI policy, data policy, or yeah, any other records. So depending on the execution order, whichever is has the least order, it will first execute that record. So here we have execution order, so that is 80, and then we have match conditions. Okay, match any condition, like whether it should match any of these conditions or whether it should match all the conditions which are given here. Okay, that is match condition. And then trigger when group assigned changes. So what does it mean? If check, trigger rule will only run if the assigned group changes. Otherwise, the rule will only run when the group and user field is empty. Okay, so that means, say for example, when a new incident is created or a new incident task is created. Now currently the assignment group is empty, right? In that case, when I create a record, then that assignment rule will work. If that is selected, trigger when group assigned changes. If this is selected, then even when the assignment group changes also, even when group assigned changes also, this assignment group will run. Sorry, this assignment rule will run. So here we have match all conditions. Okay, and priority is one of high or critical. So that means if the priority is one of these priority, and then if the category is network, then we go what action to take. Here we have um, trigger workflow on call escalation by email. Okay, this is trigger. Okay, this is trigger rule. Assignment. Okay. We will cover assignment rules tomorrow. Okay. I'll cover that first thing tomorrow. I'm not sure why it is not showing up here. Maybe I'll request Okay. Sorry, there was power cut. Maybe daily at this time there is power cut. I should be aware of this. Okay, can you see my screen? Am I audible?
Yes, Kavya.
Oh, okay. So today we'll cover the reports. Um, so report is nothing but you know take any table, okay, in ServiceNow. It could be incident or user table or group table or some other task problem change or any customer table which you created. It could be any table, HR tickets, whatever. So in that table, say you add certain filter conditions, and
Uh,
then yes,
I think reports is already covered, Kavya.
okay, it was already covered.
Yeah.
Okay, I asked.
Yeah, this one, yeah, it is covered.
Okay, fine. So you know how to add reports to dashboard also?
Yes, Kavya, you did tell all those stuff.
Okay,
You
fine.
created a new dashboard and you showed how to add it to
Okay.
dashboard.
Okay. So then we'll cover templates. So if I have to create a new incident, right? There could be some assignment group or your own assignment group. If you are part of any assignment group, what you will do, like maybe every day there is some incident which you will create on a daily basis, right? So in that case, or not daily basis, like maybe very frequently. Okay, there is some incident which you create very frequently, and like most of the fields are the same. The caller is maybe your manager, and then short description and description is something, and category, subcategory. So all of these fields you already know what it should be, and there are just few modifications. Maybe except short description and description, everything else all the field values. In that case, what you'll do is you will create a incident template. Okay, so template can be created for any table again, so any task related table. Okay, so here you can see there are different tables, right? So all these tables have templates, so it can be any table. So even when you're working on some script, okay, in script also, what you will do, like later in further stages, by the script, if certain condition is satisfied, in that case you will have to create a new record on some
Kavya,
table. So in that case also, yes.
your voice was breaking when you said when script comes.
Okay, so yeah, so whenever you're working on certain script, right, even then also, so then there could be some conditions where you will have to create new records on some table. Okay, say for example, you will just verify certain fields, and if that depending on that condition, you will have to create an incident record or a user record or a category record or a subcategory record. So everything in the script, you will have to create everything in the script, and maybe in future, if you have to modify any changes, again you have to go and search in your code, and there you have to modify all values, right? So instead of mentioning everything in your coding, what you can do is you can simply create a template, and then you can just specify that template value in your script. So in that case, in future, if some user wants to change some values, they can directly do it from template. They don't have to go and look into the code and see all the values and then change them. So templates can be used in multiple ways. So here we will create templates on incident table. Okay. So for incident table, you will just click on template, new. So sys_template is the table name. So here, even in filter navigator also, here also you'll just search for templates. Okay, under system definition, we have templates. Okay. So here, once you click on new record, this is what you will see. You can give any template to your any name to your template. So for now, I'll give ServiceNow incident or help desk. This is my template, and table is I'll select the table as incident. So once I do that, you have user. So user is basically a person who can apply this template. Okay, so or you can add multiple. If there are multiple users who should be able to access this template, what you can do is you can create a group for them and then add that group here. Okay, so you know why groups are used, right? When there are multiple users who require similar access or who are performing similar activity, then you will create a group for those group of users. So here in this case, if there are a specific group of users, so since I created help desk incident, so that means this template is utilized by help desk support. So I want all the members of help desk to be able to access this template. So once I select that, only the users who are part of help desk will be able to view this template. Okay, so for others it won't be visible. So then we have domain. So domain, if I just click on search, here you can see all the different okay, sys user group list. Okay, so these are all different groups. Why do we have groups here? Domain to which the template belongs. Okay, it just means that which group is making use of this template. Okay, so global means it is used for a global reason, or some default. It contains default values and it can be used by anybody. Or if I'm creating, it's basically like who is the owner of this template. Okay, so it can be like that. So if I select for this also, if I select as help desk, so that means it is owned by help desk. So if there is any changes that has to be made on this template, they'll contact this specific assignment group or the specific user, and then only they'll change the template values. Okay, so it is like that. Then short description. So short description is nothing but why this way this template is used or why it is used. So I'll just give us basic incident values. Okay. So now we have template fields. So here you will select all the fields. Like for this template, since I have selected incident table, under choose field, you will see only the incident related fields. Okay. So you can select all the incident related fields and the field values as well. So what I want is caller. I want to select caller, and I want caller to be, I'll just select my name. Okay. And then I want, okay, category. Category should be inquiry or help. And then what else we have? Subcategory. Subcategory is, okay. So we have these ones. Let me see here. Inquiry or help. Okay. So you should be careful with this also. See, on incident form, you know there are few fields which are dependent on other fields, right? So here subcategory field is dependent on category field. So depending on what choice value you select here, you will see the choice values of this, right? If I select something else, software maybe, I think I have created UI policy. That's why assignment group was not visible. Anyways, so if I select category as software, then subcategory I can see email and operating system. Similarly, if I select inquiry or help, then I can see subcategory as antivirus, email and internal application. But here in the template, I can see all the choice values for subcategory, right? Because this subcategory field is not present on incident table. I mean, this is this template table record, right? This is a system template record, not an incident record. So that dependent fields functionality does not work here. So you when you give the value, you have to be careful what value you're giving. Okay, you have to make sure for inquiry or help what subcategory are visible, and you have to select one of these values only. So since there is email, I'll select email, or what else do we have? Generic virus. Okay, I'll just select internal application. So if you select something else, when the incident is created, it will just be empty. The subcategory field will be empty if you select something other than these three choices. Okay, and maybe in certain cases, maybe the subcategory is a mandatory. Okay, say for example, or there could be another field which is mandatory and it is a dependent. So in that case, if you select some choice value, which is not present on the form level for that particular condition, then the incident might not get created at all, right? There are certain scenarios when the mandatory fields are not filled in, the record does not get created. So that is why you have to always make sure if there are any dependent fields, what values you have to give. Okay, so then we have selected this much, and impact urgency I'll select, and channel also I'll select. Impact I'll select. So this is done. Assignment group also I can select. Like any, basically any field value you can give. So here for test purpose, I'm giving these field values. So assignment is help desk. Okay, so this much is done. So now I'll save this. I have this template created. Now what I do is I'll go to the create incident. So here let's refresh this. So you can hear me, right?
Yes, Kavya.
Okay. Yeah. So now here we have these more options, right? These three dots. So if I click here, I have toggle template bar. So I'll select this. Yeah. So once I click on that toggle template bar, it will show me all the templates here. Okay. So you can see there is one called help desk incident and incident call type and major incident. So these are the other two out-of-box templates which were already there, and the help desk incident is what I created. So now you can see like all these fields are empty, right? Like most of the fields are empty. And make this also as empty. Okay. So now if I click on help desk incident, yeah. So once I clicked on it, see, you can see all these fields are autofilled, correct? So you can see caller, like whatever is seen here, you can see field is modified by template. So whichever field values I had given in my template, all of them are autofilled here. So the remaining ones I have to fill in the details. So short description I have to fill. So I'll give test incident for template. So now this is done. Only when you like once you apply the template, like the field values will be there, but still unless and until you save the record, incident would be created. Okay. So it's just that it will autofill all the field details. That's all. So this is how you make use of templates. So similarly, you can create templates for different, tables. So you can try it for problem or, some other tables also. And you can see like how the template will work for those. Okay, so like here you will have that button, more option, and then you will have toggle template bar. And from there you can, once you click on that, you will see all the templates here. Okay, and then if you just click on that, it will just automatically fill in all the details. So any questions so far regarding templates?
Kavya,
Yeah.
what is the use of schedule button in templates?
What is the use of?
Schedule button. Can you go to the template creation?
Okay.
There is something called near to update.
Okay. So let us click on the schedule. It will just create a schedule job. So you know what schedule job is, right? We discussed schedule job. It is, when you have to create certain record on certain time, you will create a schedule job. You will select when it should run and at what time it should run.
That we did for report, Kavya, but why it is
Yeah,
for?
it's not just report. The schedule job, it is not just for report. It is for other like to create incident records as well. Say for example, you want monthly one incident should be created for CMDB team for some data checkup. Okay, like whether all the data are present properly or not. Just to check that there should be an incident created for them. So in that case, instead of you might forget, right, or the team might forget to create that incident. So in that case, what you will do is you will just create a schedule job for that. Okay, and then in schedule job, you can either give this, generate this. That means it just shows like a report. Like in generate this, you can either select a report or you can select some template. So, did you understand? This is again, yeah, this is still a scheduled job. Okay, so as I said, so if I click on daily, or wait, I'll click on periodically, and then we'll give, this is seconds, right? I'll give 30 seconds. And then, okay, we'll just save this. Okay, now we'll go to, now we'll go to incident list. Go to all. See, this is the incident which I created, test incident for template. These two incidents, which are still in new status, these are created by the schedule job which I just created now. Okay, so if I refresh this, you will see more records. So see, there are two records, right? Created in last 1 minute. So if I refresh this, by the time we spoke, I think there will be other incident also created. See, now it became 3. So in next 30 seconds, it will create one more incident. Did you get my
Okay.
point?
Yeah, I got it. But
Hmm.
yeah, that is just a template, right? Why it will insert a record in the table?
Yeah,
Unless we go and save it, record won't be created, right?
it will do. See, that works when you click here, toggle template bar, and from here, if you select the template, that works like that. Okay, so when you select the template from here, if you go to new, create new incident, and then from there, if you do that, it will not save the record because you are doing this. But for system, okay, see,
This
it,
one is happening manually, and
yeah,
that
yeah, that is doing by system. So say then how can you mention, like, if system has to create incident on its own, and then how will it create, right? It will make use of template. Then what it will do, it can't just open a new form and then just fill in all the details and then wait for someone to save, right?
yes.
Yeah, so that doesn't make sense. So that is how it is designed.
Okay.
So that is where, yeah, template will come into picture. So maybe there are,
Okay.
it's not
Your
just template.
organization, do you make use of this schedule template just to remind yourself to do something?
Yeah, can you come again?
Yeah, in your organization,
Yeah,
are you
yeah,
making use
yes.
of okay. Can you tell me a real-time scenario, Kavya?
Yeah, real time scenarios. Okay, so there was a time when, some users, like almost many users from Israel region, were facing slowness in ServiceNow. Okay, so what our manager did was he wanted us to check every day, like their logs and everything. So we have transaction logs. Okay, I'll just go here. I'll show you that table. So this is actually out of syllabus, but still, let's go here and check. Transaction log. So this transaction log table, what it does is any transaction made in ServiceNow will be captured here. Okay, so say for example, there are, like, currently this is PDI, so only I am making use of this instance. But your organization instance means there will be, all the employees will be making use of your organization instance, right? So maybe you, I, and Josephine, all three are part of same organization. Then all three of us are accessing the instance at a time. So all the transaction made by each one of us will be captured in this transaction log. Okay, so that will be everything. See, this is like some batch rest, and then we have form. Like if I open any form, the type will be form. If I open any list, the type will be list, and also created by. So currently, I am a system admin. That is why it is showing as admin. If I let let me impersonate someone. So now this I have impersonated. So save this on update. Okay, so I made some changes on. I mean, I accessed few things, right? So let me end impersonation. Now we'll go to the transactions again. Created by. Yeah, this is what I accessed. Okay, so you can see I open these transaction, like I made this transaction after impersonating this user, right? I opened some form and I made some change. So that I can check this from the transaction log. So every transaction made by any user in a particular instance will be it will be recorded in this particular table. This table is called transaction and it is under system logs. Okay. So yeah, as I was saying, Israel users were facing slowness in service now. So what we had to do was we had to go to transaction log and we had to check for Israel users. So here we had to add filter conditions created by and give those Israel users like 20 to 25 users were specifically facing that issue. So we would give their created by is one of and their user IDs. And then we would check all the transaction logs like this transaction log contains all the time, okay, like how much time is taken for each transaction. So here you can see there are different times. This is a network time, response time, SQL time, and then business rule time. Say for example, if when a form is loading, if there is any business rule involved, then how much time that business rule is taking. If there is any client-side script involved, then how much time that client script is taking. Okay, or maybe the browser itself is slow, then that will be captured under browser time. Okay, or maybe the network provider, if the network is slow, then that will be captured in network time. So all of that will be captured here. So in this case we can troubleshoot what is causing the slowness, right, with all these information. So what we had to do was we had to do this activity on a daily basis. So when there is a team of members, like 5 to 6 members, like it is not just one person's job to do to work on that incident, right? Like maybe I think that somebody else is doing it, and somebody else thinks that I am doing it. So basically, at the end of the day, it won't get done. So in that case, what we will do is we will create a scheduled incident. So every day at 2 p.m., an incident is getting created and it has description and everything. Description says you have to check the transaction log for Israel users. So whoever is in shift at that time, they should work on that incident. Okay. Similarly, there could be other incidents also. Say for example, so in user record, this is another use case. Okay, so this is the user table. So in user record, we have certain fields, okay, like side fields. See, it's not like every time we create user records. In your PDI, you are creating user record, right? You are manually creating it. But when it comes to an organization, it's not like you will be manually creating the user record. It will be integration always. There will be some other application which is used by the organization to maintain all the employee records. That could be like in our organization, we use MyID. Okay, like most of the organization, they use MyID. So there could be Active Directory, like that is also one of the applications. And one more is Workday. Workday is also an application. And SailPoint is an application, and FIM is an application. Okay, so all these are different applications which are used by the organizations to maintain employee database. Okay, so from that database, like it will also have the hiring date and everything, right? So employee details and everything will be created there, and every day there will be a scheduled job. So again, scheduled job comes into picture. So there will be a scheduled job which runs every day or at a particular time. And what that scheduled job does is it will check in Workday whether there is any new employee record created. And if it is created, then it will take all those field details and it will create a new record in user table. Okay, so this won't be a manual job in your organization. It will be integration. There will be some third party tool where employee records are stored, and by scheduled job only, the all the records will be created here. So when those records are created, maybe there could be scenarios where there is some bad data created. Okay, say for example, user record is created, but email for some reason email is not updated. But email is a mandatory field in your service now, in your organization service now. or site, or the location of the user. So if I open this user record, there is a building number, state, province, any one of these field, maybe that is mandatory. Okay, because there are a lot of dependencies also in ServiceNow, right? Because in incident also you can see in caller we are making use of user field. Again in assign to also we are making use of user record. So there are multiple scenarios where you make use of these one record called user record. So you can't have the bad data there, right? Say for example, sometimes what happens when even when the integration, like everything is done, but still this user ID sometimes it won't get created. Okay, like user record will create it with empty user ID. That can also happen. Or sometimes even when the employee is still active and working in your organization, this might be turned as inactive. Okay, for some reason, like we would never know why it happened. Like only thing we can know is, okay, it happened through Workday or Film or SailPoint, but we would not know why it happened. So in that case, you have to check everything daily, right? And when you are checking everything daily, like you can't go to user table and again do the job. So basically why we use the template is just so that the incident is created by default to a particular team for a particular reason, so that nobody blames or nobody waits for someone to create an incident. Okay, by default it should the work should go on. So did you understand like why we use schedule job, why we use template?
Yes, Kavya. Thank you, Kavya, for detailed information.
Okay. So maybe if you need, so whatever assignment I give you, right, that also will be an incident. Okay, when you're working in an organization, even to create a category, to create a UI policy or data policy, that is also an incident or a story. So that is actually the use case. Okay, so don't worry, like when they say you have to create UI policy, here I am giving you a technical term to create a UI policy. But in your organization, your clients would not know that it is a UI policy or data policy or it is a choice list. What they know, they'll just give the requirement like this. When the category is software, I want assignment group to be hidden. Okay, this field should be hidden. So that is what the requirement will be. You will have to understand that this means you have to create a UI policy or data policy, and you will do that. Okay, that is the only difference between actual use case and what you do here as your assignment. So it will just be in common words. So if you just understand why you are doing and what you are doing, then that should be fine. Like don't worry about the real time use cases. So you just have to understand in common language also what you're doing. Okay. So if you want, I can give it like that also. Like I can give assignment to, have you will get the requirement from end users. I can give it like that. I'll just post few of such assignments in WhatsApp group so that you can work on that. And if in case you don't understand what you should actually do for that assignment, we can discuss about that in the class. Okay, will that help you?
Yes, Kavya.
Okay, yeah, we can do that. Okay, so for now, this is about template. So you can create, multiple templates like this, and you can also generate incidents. So, like not just incident, you can also generate problems, change request. Okay, so this will be your assignment for today. Every day at 8 a.m., change request should be created and assigned to, okay, what assignment do we have? Created and assigned to App Engine admins. Okay. And all the mandatory fields should be filled. And let me just go and check. So that is why I told you to read all the out-of-box records also. So here you can see these are out-of-box change record, right? You can see they have selected the configuration item as this item, CMS app FLX, and here they have given the short description or as okay, depends on Java. Okay. So most of the time, I know like few things does not make sense to you, and it's okay. Even when you're working, also that's how it will be. Like just because you're working on ServiceNow does not mean you have to know all of these tables. Okay, like most of the tables, it's not like everybody are using those tables. There will be specific team which will be making use of certain tables, and you since you are part of ServiceNow group, you will be handling all the issues inside ServiceNow, right? So in that case also, when you get a new requirement and you are not familiar with the table, it's okay. You can still ask your users or ask your clients to share the URL or to share the screenshot, or have a proper conversation with them to understand what is the actual requirement. And sometimes what they are requesting, it might also not be possible. Okay, like they might be requesting for something else only, like to add a button here and it has to create multiple records at a time. Maybe that is their requirement, and that is not possible. You can only create one record at a time, right? So similarly, there could be a few few requirements which does not make any sense. Then you can tell them that this feature is not available in ServiceNow, or this is not achievable. So it's okay if you don't understand the requirement. You can always ask them questions to have a clear picture of what they are requesting for. And also practice is the key. Like as much like have more questions as well. So here in change also we have something called as model. Okay, so in later stages you will work on most of these tables. Like maybe in next week, especially once you learn workflow. Okay, so workflow is something which will automate everything in ServiceNow. So in that case, once you learn workflow, I'll give you more assignments, and it will be more complex assignments, which might take you 2-3 days to complete one assignment since you are new to this. Okay, so that is why you have to be very strong with your basics, like UI policy, data policy, business rule, client script, and everything. So once you're strong with that, you can work on any kind of requirement. So it will be like any requirement can be achieved with the combination of these basic things only. There is nothing out of this. Okay. So yeah, you will have to create a, okay, so this is the requirement. Every day, I want a change request to be created for a configuration item called asset IBM. Okay, asset IBM is the configuration item, and I want a change request to be created for this particular item every day at 8 a.m. And also type should be normal, and it should be assigned to uh, App Engine Admins assignment group, and short description should be just the configuration item name. Okay, that should be the short description. Priority, risk, and impact, all of these should be moderate, and requested by should be the same user, what you see here, and category should be hardware. Okay, this is your requirement. So you have to create this, achieve this. So now you understand, since we have covered the templates, you know that you have to create a template, and then you have to create a schedule job so that the template is applied in new change request record, and every day a new record is created. Okay, so this is your assignment, and you can also like after doing this assignment also you have to create a few more for different tables and just see how it works. Just now while giving demo, I created one schedule job, right, which works every 30 seconds. So similarly, you can give a short span of time so that you will get a quick result and see how it works. So create for different tables, and yeah, so just get familiar with all the how it works and everything. Okay, any questions so far?
No, Kavya.
Okay. So in any record, here we have this button. Do you know what it does? It says manage attachments. So basically you can attach anything to your record. Okay. So here if I just click on this manage attachment, you have to try this on your own. I will not show you how. It is simple only. Just click on this. Then you will see your you will see your file manager, like your folder in your laptop, and from there you can select any file and just choose file. And once you do that, you can just simply attach it. Okay, just see how it gets attached. And also once that is done, once it is attached, if you click on this again, you will see all the attachments. You can just select the attachment, and also you'll see a remove option there, and you can remove it. Okay, so that is how you will attach any attachment to a particular record. So in most of the records, you will have this attachment button, not just this change or insert. And also, say for example, few emails, some email conversation is going on for this change request. Okay, so in that conversation also, like all of that will be captured in notes, right? So everything will be captured in notes. Say for example, in that email chain, somebody has sent some screenshot or attach some file in the email also. Like even in your email, you can add an attachment, right? So all those attachments are also added here under manage attachment. Like if I make a conversation through email and there if I add any attachment, and if that email is getting captured here in this change request, then I can find all those attachments here. Okay, all of it will get attached and it will be present here. So you can just try it out, just try to add attachment and see what it shows in activity log, and also remove attachment and then see if after removing you see whether it is captured or not. You can check that much. Okay, that is about the manage attachment. Okay, and also we have this button. I think this also we never used it. So this is nothing but in the list view, what is the next record that you can directly go here. If I just click on this, since I have already made some modification, it is asking me. Otherwise, it won't ask. Okay, so now I can see the next record is 013. So similarly, if I click on this, I should see 012 because that is the next record in list view as well. Okay, so if you are opening some record and you have to see next incident, you can simply use these buttons, previous or next. Okay, so these buttons you can make use of. And also while you're practicing anything, if you find anything new here which you are not familiar with, try to Google and learn it on your own, because you should get familiar with how to learn new concepts on your own as well. Because even while we are working, like it's not like everything can be taught, right? Like even if I uh, teach almost all the topics, there could be some topics which I won't cover. So you should be able to find out what it is. If you still don't understand what it is, then you can ask me. Okay. So here also there is some message which is seen here. So what is this message? Scheduling conflict detected. Use the scheduling assistant to avoid conflicts. So what this message is saying, like all of these you should question. Okay, and also what are these buttons? So these all you have to try to understand. Like why do you see it like this in this particular color, and why do you see this message? And if you click on this, what happens? All of this you have to try it on your own, and then only you'll understand. So for now, I'll just explain scheduling conflict detected. So here it just means we have schedule here. Okay, so schedule here is when is this change request scheduled. So it is scheduled from 3 a.m. to 6 a.m. Okay, on this particular date. So that will be planned in date and start date. And we also have something called as conflicts. So conflicts is nothing but I'll just open this. Okay. So there is some other change request also, which is scheduled at the same time. Okay, so that is where conflict is at. So since there are different change requests scheduled at the same time, it is just asking, it is giving you this info or warning, asking like there is a conflict, scheduling conflict detected. So if you want to use scheduling assistant, like if you want to avoid conflict, you can give scheduling assistant. So this can be useful in certain scenarios where I am applying some change on incident form. Okay. And also somebody else is also applying some changes on incident form. So there could be like different, different updates which we both of us are working on. And when I apply my changes, when I move my changes, and when you move your changes, maybe you might overwrite whatever I have made. Okay, so maybe I have added few new fields here and it is captured in my update set. And when you move your change, that will be overwritten. Okay, like my changes, whatever I have done, it will be removed and instead your new changes will be applied. So that should not happen, right? So that is why we have this change and everything. So that our team can discuss internally, like there will be a meeting involved where they discuss what changes they are moving or implementing this week. Like even then also, if there are multiple changes also, you can just to avoid such conflicts, you can use different schedules. Like you will understand, okay, first I have to move my changes and after that you have to move your changes so that it won't, overrides anything. So in that order also you can internally discuss and do that. So for all of that, change request is used. So you can try to check on your own more about change request and why it is used, and also problems and why it is used, and also KB articles. So you can just go to this particular URL. I think I have shared this on in the WhatsApp also, docs.servicenow.com. You can just go here. Here you will see product documentation, ITSM. So what we are learning is ITSM. You can go there and select the release also. So the current release, the latest release we have is Tokyo. That is the version of ServiceNow which we are using. Okay, the latest update. So you can read the documents of Tokyo upgrade, and there you can search for any topics. Even if you simply Google also, see, if I simply Google also, it will directly take me to that only. Change management or change request. You can simply Google that topic. Okay, so here you have to open this URL, docs.servicenow.com only, right? So click on this. Here you will see everything about change request. So if you come across any new topic, then you can simply do it. Just search for the topic ServiceNow, and then you will find that document. Find that in the document. It will directly take you to that particular topic. Okay, everything you will have it here. It will also show what is the previous topic and also what is the next topic. And yeah, I think that's all for now. Tomorrow, I think I missed assignment rule, so we will cover the assignment rule tomorrow. Then we will go to JavaScript. So regarding today's class, do you have any question?
No, Kavya.
Okay. Yeah. Fine then. See you tomorrow. Bye.
Thank you, Kavya. Yeah. Bye, Josephine.
Bye, Kavya. Bye, Prita.